and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Education, Leadership, and Beyond, Surviving and Thriving. My name is Andrew Murata, host of the show, and welcome to our live viewing audience. Proud member of the Education Podcast Network, Voice Ed Radio Canada. Maybe you're listening on iTunes, on Record, but welcome to the show. Thanks for being part of it. And we're on location. We're on location. I am in Green River, Wyoming, right now, live from the district offices of tonight's guest. Anne Marie Covey is coming on in just a moment. She is the Director of Human Resources and Curriculum here. We're in southwestern Wyoming, and we had a great day with their team today. And I am excited. And I got a shirt from the football coach. What's better than that? So before we get started, a quick word from IXL. They use IXL here in Green River and all the benefits of IXL.
I'd like to thank IXL for sponsoring today's podcast. Over 1 million teachers use IXL in their classroom every day. IXL is the most widely used online learning and teaching platform K through 12. It empowers schools with complete curriculum, thousands of instructional resources, robust reporting, assessment data, and more. It saves teachers a lot of valuable time with ready-made plans aligned to the standards and the textbooks. Built-in engagement tools like custom competitions make learning fun for students. And IXL's diagnostic is research proven to be a strong predictor of performance on standardized assessments. And the best part? Everything I just mentioned is all integrated into one platform, so you can simplify your EdTech tools. Visit IXL.com to lead your students towards data-driven excellence today. The link is in the show notes, and again, appreciate IXL sponsoring today's podcast.
All right, thank you for that. A quick opening concept here. We're opening schools. We're opening schools around the country. Here in Wyoming, the kids are coming Wednesday. In the Northeast, we have a couple more weeks. Down south, you've been in schools for a couple weeks already. And one of the things we talked about this morning here with the Green River staff was to master your mornings. Really own your mornings. We all have different things going on in our lives, different ages, different children, different commutes, different setups. It's all different. But here are 3 things that you can do to help master your mornings, really focus in and build in some time for yourself. So number 1, it's your morning. Yes, you have obligations. Yes, you have children. Yes, you have responsibilities. Yes, you got to do things in the morning. You're getting your food ready. I get it. You're getting ready. But it's your morning, and you can design it how you want. That is a fact. It's your morning. That's number 1. Number 2, what do you want to do with that morning? How do you want to design it? I read the book, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and that book had a deep impact on me. And I do savers each and every morning. Silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. Those 6 things every day. You do those 6 things every day. You are taking care of business and just taking yourself, your health, your wellness, your focus to the next level. And number 3, maybe it's hard. Maybe you say, Andrew, I'm tired. I can't do it. I can't. You have to tell yourself you can do it and move your alarm clock 5 minutes a day, 3 minutes a day. If that's too much, move it 1 minute a day. In 30 days, in just 1 month, you will be up 30 minutes earlier to be able to take care of yourself there. So your mornings, take care of it. Again, diving in and taking care of yourself there. So important. Master your mornings. All right, enough from me. Let's welcome in the guest. Here she is in a busy couple days. Anne Marie, welcome to the program.
Hey, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah,
good to see you again.
Met Anne Marie 2 years ago at the Wyoming Principals Conference in beautiful Casper.
Yes. Yeah.
And then here we are. So thanks for doing this. I know you have a lot on your plate.
No, I'm happy to be here and happy to do this and talk about education and teachers and students. A little bit of a passion of mine.
Yeah, a little bit. 29 years, taught for many years. But this is Anne Marie Covey, friends. She's the HR director and curriculum director here, Sweetwater District Number 2.
Number 2.
They're number 2, but they're number 1 in our hearts.
Yes, they are.
Green River Schools in Southwest Wyoming. So the kids come Wednesday.
Yeah.
We have one more staff development day tomorrow. Where are you in your preparation? You have a new office. You're getting moved in.
Getting settled in.
Where are you? Are you totally ready? Or when we're done with this podcast, do you have a ton of stuff to do?
I think just like any educator, it doesn't matter what your role is. We are going to be ready on Wednesday.
That's right.
Because the kids are coming, ready or not.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm going to be ready for the staff, the kids to be back. I'm excited to get back out into the schools and see the kids and how their summers have been. But yeah, I think I'm going to be ready come Wednesday.
You will be.
I will be.
Your people are. The schools,
Yeah.
open houses are happening here. The
Yeah.
parents were crossing the street to the
Yes.
elementary school. So beautiful. But we had a chance to spend time with your 6 through 12 staff today. We dove into a lot of leadership stuff. You were there for a lot of it. I know you had some stuff.
Mhm.
What was a takeaway for you?
Okay.
What was something that you said, hey, I love
Yeah.
that. I'm going to start doing that.
I think hands down, I think about this with relationships are a big part for my just foundation when I think about education. When I talk to staff, when I talk to the parents, I always, the relationships and what we expect from kids are critical. And when you talk there kind of towards the end, you were talking about love tough or tough love.
Mm.
And that kind of resonated with me because I think we
Mhm.
always use that term of tough love. We're going to have tough love for these kids. But the flip of that is we've got to love these kids first. And they have got to know we care. They've got to know we're going to be in their corner. They got to know we're going to champion them. But at the end of the day, we're still going to hold them accountable. We're going to have rigor. And we're going to give them everything they need, if they choose to take it, to excel. So I think that love tough was something that I'm going to change my thinking in that and go that route and share that a little bit more out there.
Yeah, we grew up with tough love,
Yes,
right?
we
Our
did.
parents told us,
Yeah.
and that's how it was. That's from my friend Chris Agostino, my
Yeah,
paisan in
love
Long
that.
Island.
Mhm.
His accent's thicker than mine. And he said that here on the podcast, that we have to love tough. We have to love first. And that's different. That's different
Mhm.
than how it was. It was, hey, these are the rules and you're following just because. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that is definitely a big message. I think my foundation of leadership has always been centered around the relationships, and we've got to make sure these kids know we care, as well as their parents.
Yeah.
And those are important pieces for success.
We talked about don't blame the lettuce today too. I love that when they don't do it right. So comparing it to the lettuce, we're out in the country here, and if something doesn't grow out here, we're not yelling at the plant. We're changing our environment for that. But you are in a new role. This is going in your second year. It's changed a little bit.
It has changed a little bit. So last year I did kind of a 50-50 split where I was 50% of my time was an elementary principal, and the other half was a curriculum director, along with that other half of the curriculum director was supported through our superintendent, Dr. Demaray. And so it definitely was a change of, I guess, thinking for me to some level of looking in the whole district aspect versus always focusing in on the building. I focused in on the building for 22 years. And so thinking in the bigger picture. But this year, I'm coming on full time at our central office doing human resources and continuing with the curriculum, and my partner, Dr. Demaray, in the curriculum department. So excited about the changes. A lot of learning for myself and growing, which I think is important, right? We ask our kids we push them and make them feel some discourse. And I think I'm looking forward to that challenge this year in learning. So
change can be good. Sure. You've done it a long time. Principal 22 years at the elementary level, taught elementary before that. So good for you. Anne Marie, was this a hard change? Were you hemming and hawing like, oh, I'm going to miss this, I'm going to do this? Or were you like,
I'm ready.
I'm in?
No, there is always that piece in the back of my mind, the kids. I mean, even though making that transition, as you know, as a teacher coming out of the classroom and taking on the building, I stayed very connected to my kids. And so that always is in the back of my mind right now, is staying connected to those kids in the schools. And I think I'll make that a priority for myself of getting out and visiting the teachers that are living this work each and every day. I think that will help keep me connected. But I knew I was excited for the change, and I'm ready to embrace that in that next journey. Here we go.
Yeah. And when you do it in your district, right, to feel that you have been accepted. Yes, they see me in this next role. I did this job well, and now they see me. It's nice when it's in your district. Yeah,
absolutely. And very humbled by that, they believe in me and saw things that, yeah, you can go do this. And I think that's that part of education. And when we look back about where we are in our career, who helped you get there? Who helped you see this road for you that maybe you didn't see for yourself until you started having those conversations? And I think that back is when I was a teacher, I said to myself, I'm never going to be a principal. Are you kidding? That job is insane. I am not doing that.
Who would want to do that?
Who would want to do that job? 22 years later, I did that job, and it was the most amazing job ever. And so, people saw things in me that maybe I just didn't think about, and took that leap and took that chance. And there I was 22 years later, and it's kind of the same thing here.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
My friend Matt Hodge is watching from Alabama. He's a longtime principal. A little different weather here, Matt. It is warm here today.
It is warm.
Yes, today is warm, but it got cool last night.
It does. We do cool off in the evenings, but we're getting in the 80s and maybe low 90s this week. And
it was hot.
Yeah.
And the cold settles in October-ish?
Yeah, probably more October. I mean, we could have snowstorms anytime now. Honestly, about 3 or 4 years ago, we had a big snowstorm come in right after Labor Day. We had to close school for the day. It was so heavy and wet. It took down all the trees and power.
In September,
like 6th, 7th of September. It was really early.
Oh
So, I mean, we've had snow every month of the year here. It can happen. I mean, we can go from 80 or 90 one day, and we could see some freezing temperatures. We live on the red desert, and it's that high desert. So we're about 6,000 feet. And yeah, you never know what the weather's going to do here.
Beautiful drive. I drove from Salt Lake City. I was like this the whole way, like, oh my goodness.
Wide open spaces.
It really is really gorgeous. Southwest Wyoming. So, Anne Marie, we are in your new office. You're not in the school. You're across the street. Talk to me about adjusting your schedule. Like, being a principal, so much of your day was by the the bell, or by the classes, or by it's lunchtime. I got to go do that. Now you get to design your schedule a little differently. Talk to me about that change.
I think, first of all, we're kind of settling in now. We have a new superintendent that joined us in July, Dr. Scott Cooper. We're very excited about having him here and just directing and leading our district in new directions. And it's been a great month of getting to know him and his leadership style, and how we can be that support and champion the work there. But I think the schedule piece, kind of get into that routine of, okay, as central office, there's some few things we always have to do each week. So we're kind of getting some meetings going on a weekly basis there. But then it's even bigger. I guess we've got to look at the central office directors and supervisors. And then there's the building levels administration components there. So definitely those different layers that make school district work and function. So really lots of meetings, I think, will happen. But I'm also then looking not so much on the bell schedule. I think I'm looking at every school schedule and how then I need to be, or how I can be involved and support those buildings. So knowing, well, my high school starts at this time, the elementaries are getting out at this time, and if I need to get into those buildings, of understanding that schedule as well.
Yeah. I remember, being high school principal, and, the assistant superintendent at the time was an elementary person, and they're calling me at 2:20, which is the dismissal time. Like, what are you calling me now for? Like, I got, but being aware of those things are just, a little wider, right?
Yeah,
a little
definitely a wider lens, without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure. Friends, if you're watching live, jump in, say hello, throw a question in there. Anne Marie, you showed me around the building today, the high school principal, Darren. Beautiful facilities. They have a pool. Oh my God. But very intentional about the branding, the signs. We spoke a lot about that today. You could tell it was extremely intentional. What are some other things that you and your leaders are extremely intentional about? Things that this is an absolute here in Green River.
I think, first of all, it's supporting our kids. They're our number one goal, our number one priority. What do our kids need to be successful? But then it goes that next layer. What are our teachers? What are those instructors in those classrooms need? We want them to be able to get in there and do what they need to do without all that other noise around them, I guess you could say. And how can we protect that for them? We want to make sure they have the resources, and we're very fortunate here in the state of Wyoming that we are able to provide those resources for our students and our teachers so they can teach. We don't want them hung up on, I can't do this because I need this, and this, or I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do this because I don't have that. So making sure they have those resources, those tools to do their job and do their job well. Kind of coming on a curriculum standpoint, I think there's a level of professional development. We have got to invest in our teachers and ensure they're taken care of. And I know you talked about that this morning too. These teachers have got to take care of themselves. And when I say teachers, I'm using that in terms of everybody who works in our school system.
Everyone has a hand.
And I truly believe that it does not matter what your position is or what your title is. We are here for the kids. If you're working in our cafeteria, you are working to make sure our building is clean. You are essential to our kids and their success. And as we know, sometimes those kids can have some pretty amazing relationships with people outside of their initial classrooms. So I think those are some of the main pieces as far as ensuring we want to make sure they have what they need to teach. We're developing them, we're supporting them, and they're doing that in a safe place. And hopefully they feel supported and cared for. Just like we want our kids to feel the same way.
A lot of people wrote that on the paper. I don't know if you got a chance.
No, I haven't.
We asked the question, why are you proud to work here in Green River Schools? And a lot of people, I really noticed that a lot of people said that they feel very supported.
Good.
Yeah.
That's what that's what we want. I mean, and I think just like we, in our classroom, we know unless our kids feel loved, they feel cared for, they feel safe, it doesn't matter what lesson you have prepared. They're not going to learning to that level if those things aren't in place. I think as an educator, one of my main pieces was thinking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And we've got to make sure those basic needs are met so we can push them to those higher levels. And I think same thing for this staff. We want to ensure they have all those needs met so they can teach and they can be ready in those classrooms.
Good stuff there. You got one of my props here. I was able to get it through the plane, but
they let you on?
It's not real. But certainly out here in the country, you're using
never know.
This. But again, it's August 18th. Again, school's starting. How are you sharpening your edge, right? You're in a different leadership position, right? Those best leaders are constantly sharpening their edge. So what are some things, Anne Marie, that you're doing to sharpen your edge?
I kind of talked about this morning, just on the whole, what is your, mastering your mornings, or sometimes it might even be into my afternoon, but you got to take care of yourself. You talked about sleep. So important. Making it to the gym, getting that exercise or whatever. I would tell my staff or whatever, I'm heading to therapy. They know I'm heading to the gym, or I'm going out for a run, or I'm going to go ride my bike, or something along those lines. I think those are those critical pieces that you don't want your job or your career to hold you back from living life to some level too. So I think having that balance piece and keeping my act sharpened that way so that I can come in here and be the best I can be.
She was out yesterday, in the field, as she calls it, jeeping, outdoor, a lot of outdoor activities here, really wide open spaces. But it refills you up. It fills your bucket. We talked about, your job and your passions being third there today. You tied for third. But you spent the day outside. It was gorgeous yesterday. Getting ready for snowmobile season.
Snow, we get lots of snow here, so definitely getting ready for the winter. We'll be ready here anytime now.
You own a snowmobile.
I do.
And it's like in the garage and it's on a little trailer, or you just outside the garage?
It depends on how much snow. No, my husband and I have a trailer, so there's quite a bit of open land here that we can do that on a couple hours from here.
Wow. And how fast do you go with those things?
It really depends. I think the older I get, the slower I go.
Yeah.
They can go fairly fast, 70, 80 miles an hour, but not that often.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Enjoying the
and you I'm sorry, we're getting off course. These were not in the question list, but I am intrigued. Like, you really have to pay attention to the type of snow if it's a light.
Absolutely. The powder. I mean, we love our powder here, just like skiers. We love your powder, and the snow can change depending on the temperature outside. Your spring snow can be great in the morning, and as that temperature warms, it can become really sugary. And we're always waiting for that next storm and go head out with it.
Yeah. And sorry, snowmobiling stuff, if this doesn't interest you, if you get a good snow, 2 feet, how do you know there's not a 16-inch boulder?
There are, yes.
Are they marked trails?
There are trails marked. We have a great trail system here in Wyoming that they groom them. So they're very well marked, but there's a lot of going off the trail and exploring. And so, yeah, I mean, you've got to know the area, and you probably want to be out when there's, 3 to 4 feet is probably one of that's where you want to make sure those boulders are covered. Because
Wow.
yes, I've hit them. Yeah, it happens, but yeah, you got to be careful. You never know what's under those that snow.
I haven't done much snowmobiling in Staten Island, friends.
Well, come on.
You
You have to come back out.
Pretty cool. When I was here, my son and I did go, I don't know what you call it, off-roading,
Like side by side or.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we had, and literally driving up the mountains,
Yeah.
it was really wide open.
Yes, it
We
is.
loved it. Yeah.
It is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, another part of your job, HR, and again, being
Yeah.
you are the hiring, and hopefully, you have everyone in place, but it's a constant thing. People leave,
Yep.
people have babies, people, what are some things that you look for? There's a lot of people out there right now, Anne Marie, that didn't get jobs.
Yeah.
When they go back to it, right? When they go back to it, what is something that you in a leadership position are looking for in your hires?
I think back, especially, hiring teachers or hiring staff that are working with the kids. Sometimes you get the feeling, right? You got to trust our guts sometimes.
The it factor.
The it factor. And I don't know how to, we all know that that's out there. So I think you've got to have those well-developed questions to really be able to tap into what is their passion? How are they going to respond to kids? Do your homework, do those background checks, do those reference checks, check that out, I guess, and learn a little bit more about them. We are very fortunate here. All of our certified positions are filled. We're very excited about that. But I think another piece we would do is more of a performance, like watch them teach, watch them interact with the kids. Doing interviews, sometimes you don't get best interview from someone. You go watch them work with kids and you're like, yes, this is it right here. And maybe their interview wasn't that solid, but boy, you watch them interact with kids, can't replace that. So I think as often as you can, if you can have something where they can do a performance piece, and sometimes we can't always do that, but when you can, I think it tells a lot about who you're getting and how kids relate to them.
So true.
Kids are pretty honest.
Oh, I say it a lot.
Brutally
right?
honest.
Respectfully, but they're like dogs.
Yes, they are.
They can sniff them out.
Yes, they can.
They can sniff them out. They got that radar. Oh, this person's for real.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think the performance is a big piece as well.
I agree. If you could schedule those things, and again, you have a brand new superintendent. Are they? Oh, Dr. Cooper. Oh, hi. Oh, and meanwhile, they don't even say hello or smile at the custodian. How are we treating people? Those are big things. I used to throw a piece of paper on the floor in the hallway.
See who picks them up.
Well, see if they pick it up, right?
Yeah.
Is everybody helping in that role there? Yeah, very cool. Well, good luck with that. And again, it's nice to have everyone hired. But you have some accomplishments over here. Distinguished Principal of the Year, Blue Ribbon School in 2022. Like, you weren't just a principal, you were an award-winning principal, did some great things. Tell me, like, when you got Principal of the Year and you got the blue ribbon, I know you're humble and we passed the credit, but how did that feel for you as a leader? How was that?
It was so humbling. It was like, wow, speechless to some level. I mean, because behind me was amazing staff that I had. And I was fortunate to be in that building where I was for 16, 18 years.
Wow.
So you think of the relationships that you build with that staff and those families. It was their work and how they inspired me and pushed me to do better and to continue to help and support them. But it was humbling, and it was very, like I said, just left me speechless, really. I'm so honored to represent not only Sweetwater District 2, but the state of Wyoming as well. We may be a small state, but there are some amazing educators in the state. And honestly, I think about this district, and we have some very talented educators who just go above and beyond to just do so many things, even behind the scenes, that you don't know. And I think to recognize those are those big things that mean a lot. But so no, very, very, very honored and privileged to receive those awards, and very thankful for the group of people I've been able to work with over the years. they've grown me as well.
Yeah,
And hopefully I'm doing the same for them.
a nice collaboration community here.
Oh,
You felt
yeah.
it today. But we got some planning. You got some stuff here.
Yeah,
When you had the blue ribbon, was that like,
Mhm.
all right, the year before, like, hey, this is a goal of ours. We're going to work towards that. Was that a planning thing,
No.
or like, oh my God, hey, wow, this happened?
Yeah, it was more like, wow, this happened.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, the school I was in, we are about 45% free and reduced lunch. And these kids and the teachers, we knew we really had to kind of come back to our basics. We had to come back and think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We got to make sure they're ready for school each day. They feel safe. They've been fed. They're in a good spot. Then we can teach. And I
Mhm.
think that was a philosophy my entire staff took on, is we're going
Mhm.
to take care of these kids.
Mhm.
The whole tough love.
Mm,
I think truly kind of when I heard that today, I'm like, that's that staff.
loved it. Yeah.
And we know kids are more than a test score. We know there's so much more behind that. But the reality of it is that's what gets the attention of the media, and how are you performing? And so our school struggled in some points, and we just kept diving in and digging deeper and looking at what do we need to do as a team, as a vertical team, as the horizontal team, and they're all our kids. Doesn't matter if you teach first grade. You know what you've done in first grade is going to have an impact when we take some tests come third and fourth and fifth grade and eighth grade,
Mhm.
and knowing that we all have a hand in this. And the same thing with our custodians, with our food service people, they're all critical to this. So I got a call from the state in the fall, and they have looked at test scores over the years, and they're like, you guys are just continuing to make this growth.
Mm.
Would you be interested in filling out this application for the Blue Ribbon School? And we're like, well, yes, we are. My staff was elated. And I mean, we had a short period of time. We put together, I swear it was like 40, 50 pages of this application. And it was such an honor to share with the staff, because it was all of their work coming together, that collaborative piece. This is nothing I did by myself at all. I can help guide and move them along, but this isn't a one-person job by any means. And these students worked hard and have been working hard and over a period of time. So it was amazing to celebrate with the staff on that. And
So nice to, there's no bonuses here. She didn't get a big,
no
big
bonus.
check, but that's the bonus. The recognition to know that you did it, that sign,
Yeah.
the pride, so much there. So good stuff.
Yeah, it really was.
Good stuff. Well, I don't have a bonus for you, but
Okay.
I do have a magic wand here, another one of my
Okay.
props.
Yes.
So if I were to give you this, and
Uh-huh.
there's the button right there. If I were to give you that, and you had a magic wand for educators here in Green River, for educators around the country, right? We're starting school this August 2025.
Yeah.
What is your wish for educators, again, not only here, but around the country?
Gosh, that's a big question.
It is, but you're a leader. You have a big position here, so you're
No
a
pressure.
leader. 30 years in education.
Love what you do. Enjoy going to work each day. Enjoy going in, and it's okay to have challenges. You're going to have those hard days. And I think that's what makes us learn and grow. And I always tell myself, I was just telling somebody this the other day, like always, my pep talk to myself, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. But I think for the teachers to know, come in, give it your best. And that's all you can ask for.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to bed at night and you lay your pillow on your head, you know you've done well.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come back the next day, ready to start again. So I think for educators, definitely tell your story, tell your positive story. So much right now can be very negative about public education in our media.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to us now to change that narrative and show the amazing things that are happening in every single building, not only in Sweetwater too, because I know there's very amazing things happening here, but across the country. We've got to take charge, and we've got to be able to share out that great work that these teachers are doing and the hard work they're doing. Because I know I cringe when I hear this, that, oh, these teachers have summers off. You know what? They are carrying those kids with them no matter where they go.
Yeah.
And they're thinking about those kids they just had. They're thinking about those kids they're getting ready to prepare for. And there's a lot of work that goes into that. So I think my magic wand would be to just do your best, champion public school and the work you do. And let's change that narrative. And teachers are amazing, amazing people. And again, when I say teachers, I mean
Educators. Yeah.
that are in our building. So that would be my magic word.
Finding the joy, like you said, when
Yeah.
we show up with a smile, everything's not going to be perfect, but finding the joy, leading with gratitude is a good thing. Yeah. So good wish. Let's help make it happen.
Yeah.
Anne Marie, I know you have a lot on your plate. We got a big day tomorrow.
We do.
What's anything else you wanted to share? Anything else before we go here?
I think back, gosh, as I'm entering my 29th year, it does not feel like 29 years. And I'm just as excited as I was on my year 3 or 4 or my first year. And I think that's a good sign,
That's
right?
a good sign.
That I'm still enjoying this work and love coming in every day and the challenges and the celebrations that it brings. So definitely excited to start another year, even in some new positions, but still excited to kick off the year.
Change can be good, right? And you have a great scope of the work here. And I wish you the best. Green River, Wyoming, and we have another day. And even Anne Marie saying, yes, let's do it tonight, Andrew. Let's make this happen, the podcast. And very cool stuff. We have some rapid fire questions.
Oh my
These
goodness.
are quick. All right. Fast answers.
Okay.
The first thing that pops in your head. Are you ready?
Yes.
She's looking at the list one more time. Hold on. I got to make sure I said it right.
I'm ready. No, I'm ready.
Whatever comes out, that's the answer.
Okay.
It's not like it's live across the country or anything.
No,
you
not
know,
at all.
You know?
No pressure.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Difficult question to start off. Last movie you saw?
This is, I hate to even say this. Took my 16-year-old nephew to see The Naked Gun.
The original?
No, there's
a new one out?
There's a new one out.
I didn't know that.
Yes, with Liam Neeson. Yes, yeah.
Hey, those movies were hysterical.
Yeah.
As bad, more
Yeah,
R-rated?
about the same.
Yeah.
So 16-year-old nephew loved it.
Okay. Last concert you went to?
Okay. A few weeks ago, I saw Megan Maroney at Cheyenne Frontier Days. So just saw her. She was phenomenal. Great message. So yeah, that was my last concert.
Is it mostly country music out here? Are you a country music buff?
You know, a little bit of everything. I like live music, live entertainment. It doesn't matter. I'll go wherever, try something new.
I saw here as well as, I keep saying Rock City.
Rock Springs.
Rock Springs.
Yeah, down
they both have like little theaters or stadiums or something. Is it? You have like civic like outdoor concerts?
We do, yeah. They different concerts in the park on a weekly basis. There's theater group, like a local theater group. So really trying to promote those arts, and we've got a lot of talented people here.
One thing a guy from Staten Island doesn't know about the rodeo. I see the rodeo sign, the cowboy logos here. Tell me a guy from Staten Island learned something about the rodeo.
You know, the rodeo is a big part of our community and our culture here, especially in Wyoming. They rodeo almost every weekend.
It's a verb.
Yeah,
They rodeo.
They rodeo every weekend.
It was a noun.
Well, probably could be. Absolutely. Let's see here. Maybe an adjective too. Adverb. Let's make it work. We just had, in fact, Rock Springs hosted the National High School's final rodeo, which was a huge ordeal. So people from around the country, I think we have Canada, Mexico, that came in, and they've hosted it here in Sweetwater County 5 or 6 different times, maybe even more. I could be wrong, but it was quite an event, bringing in all these high school kids and cream of the crop. Rodeoing.
and it's more than just lassoing an animal, right? There's more type things. There's the thing where they try to stay on the horse as long as they can.
The saddle bronc, the bull riding.
But then they lasso. Is it a goat?
They do some roping, calf roping. Yeah,
a baby
there's
calf.
There's probably more to that. I know some rodeo, but I am not the rodeo buff by any means. They do some shooting, some archery, different things like that too. Yeah.
Wow.
And all, of course, the rodeo royalty that comes with that too. Yeah. All the queens. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's amazing going to these small towns and the pride in their local events. But out west, different places, the rodeo is where it's at.
It is.
Is there one big one for the year, or are there like multiple? There's a fall one, there's a spring one, or is it one big kind of?
I'm not 100% sure, and they'll probably correct me if I'm wrong.
But let us know.
There's different circuits, and I think the ages aspect obviously play into that. But
kind of like the JV, the varsity.
Yeah, and even people out of school can go and rodeo, just working to be professionals, just like when you think of Cheyenne Frontier Days, the granddaddy of them all, and they rodeo every day. I mean, these are people who this is their business, this is their life, this is how they earn a living, doing rodeo.
They can't wear the cowboy boots with the little spurs on the back to school. That's considered a weapon.
Yeah, we don't, we haven't had a problem with that, but people wear cowboy boots around here for sure.
We saw some today.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Sorry about the rodeo thing.
No.
I'm intrigued. Last song you sang out loud in the car.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what the last song was. This, you have the radio on and I'm listening and you're thinking of other things, and then you might know a verse that comes on, and I guess it's in the background of my mind, but then I'm also thinking about, okay, what do I got to do as I get to school? I need to get this ready. And
tonight on the way home. Tonight's your night.
Pay attention to
Turn it up and sing it out loud. Let that hair down.
It depends. I don't know.
We're in a beautiful area. Favorite vacation activity, favorite vacation spot? We're a long way from the beach. Are you going to the beach? You going?
I love to travel. So I will tell just new things like take me to Europe, take me to South America. I'd love to experience new culture, new food, new countryside.
You going out of Salt Lake City when you go like that?
We do.
You got to drive to Denver.
So we have a small airport in Rock Springs that has a couple flights
to
Denver.
Literally a couple.
Two to Denver. So depending on that, sometimes we'll go from Rock Springs to Denver and then head out of Denver. If not, it is Salt Lake, and we drive 2.5 hours to get there. So, but no, love to travel. I'm open to anything.
In 2025, I have fill in the blank.
In 2025, I have,
started a new position.
Yeah, I was thinking taking on a new job, new piece in my my education career, I guess you could say. That definitely would be a big piece for me is on the job side.
In 2025, I have stopped fill in the blank.
Maybe worrying too much, putting in perspective life and knowing what I can control and what I can't control.
A lot of people said that today too.
Yeah. Learning, finding that balance as well.
You've been an administrator a long time. There's a lot of rookie principals starting out there. Best new school leader advice?
Be involved, be visible, return those phone calls. Don't wait too long. Talk with your leaders in your school. Keep those eyes and ears out there. Listen to those staff members. I think would be some of my biggest advice there.
Good advice for sure. You were extremely responsive. Getting me here, answering the emails. I literally look back. Our email chain had 51 emails.
Oh my gosh.
And probably 25 texts me in the last 48 hours saying, hey, what about this? Extremely responsive. You were tremendous. The
communication is key. And I think that's where things break down, whether you're a teacher with parents, principal with the parents, or your staff. Communication is the key piece. When a relationship broke is when communication broke down. And I think if you stop and you think back, you can see where that happened. So I think staying on top of that communication, because if you don't have it, they're probably going to create a narrative you don't want it to create.
And you talked earlier about relationships. Yeah. Wyoming is fill in the blank.
A hidden gem and a pretty amazing place to live. I was born and raised here. I left for about 15 years, and it brought me back.
Sounds like a country song.
It probably could be. No, it's beautiful in so many ways, and there's pretty amazing people here.
Yeah, and really the cowboy logo. I mean, your state flag is gorgeous.
Yeah,
I love
our
the
buffalo.
State flag, the buffalo. Hey, Josh Allen going to the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, Josh Allen.
Come
Let
on.
me just tell you, we followed Josh Allen through his college career. We have one university here, University of Wyoming in Laramie. And so we watched him play all through college. And I have gone to 2 of his games. And in fact, I'm heading back to Buffalo in September to go watch him play again. So yes, I think Wyoming is now a big Buffalo fan without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
My-
definitely have taken on that.
My first time here, I was kind of thinking like, oh, it must be the flag, the buffalo,
Mhm.
similar colors.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, you don't.
It's
Josh
Josh
Allen. Yeah.
It's 100% Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And when we went to a game in January, their first playoff game, and it didn't snow on us in Buffalo, we were
Oof.
very fortunate.
Oof.
And we wore our Wyoming gear and absolutely had our
Awesome.
Wyoming flag representing. Yeah.
Awesome. But you have the state flag, but the Wyoming College logo of the cowboy,
Mhm.
on the horse.
Yeah.
That really, I mean, it's on businesses. It's all
It's
over.
everywhere.
It's
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's definitely
really-
that brand when you think of when
Yeah.
you see that. You see that, it's called Steamboat. I don't have a lot of history on that, but it is called Steamboat.
Yeah.
But definitely that.
Wide open.
Yeah, it is.
I love it. Friends, leave Anne Marie a comment, a question. She did great tonight. And again, so busy, but allowing a little time in here for the podcast. Something about Anne Marie Covey that people do not know about.
I think something they don't always know about me. I share my love for the outdoors and enjoying that. But I can be a pretty quiet person and enjoy home, enjoy my family. We're here with kids and our teachers and staff and everything, but there's something that I enjoy, a little quiet and a little silence. And sometimes, people don't always know that because we're outgoing or we're, in everything, but sometimes it's nice to know that I can
Turn on that extrovert switch when
Yes.
you're in that role.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But it's
I think
nice to
so.
turn it off.
Yeah.
I concur 100% with that. All right, let's wrap this up. Give me a quote. What's something that you love? A quote that will be on your wall. What's something that you love as a quote?
When I was a teacher, one of my partnering teachers said this all the time, and it kind of resonated with me, is let your light shine. And I think about that in terms of and how I've continued letting your light shine in the sense of growing our staff and helping them become what they want to become, or helping see things in that they may not always see in themselves. And I've had an honor of working with many staff and watching them go from being paraprofessionals or coming in and subbing and taking on, I'm going to be a teacher. What do I need to do? How am I going to do this? And so that's been kind of exciting of watching them reach their goals and potentials and pushing them or supporting them and knowing that they can do this.
Let your light shine.
Let your light shine.
I love it. So many of us, sometimes we're afraid because we feel like we're showing off. But that is you doing the job well. Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills, is he showing off or is he playing great? Is he let your light shine. So educators everywhere, let's not be afraid to do that because it is contagious. Yeah.
Exactly.
Good stuff.
Thanks.
Anne Marie Covey, she was awesome here on the podcast. Jeff Collin, thanks for tuning in from Arkansas. This was great, and we're going to talk to the Wolves again tomorrow. We have some more leadership work. So good luck with everything this year, and continue to find the joy in the work. And like Anne Marie said, friends, let your light shine. All right, we are going to sign off on the podcast. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching this on record, leave Anne Marie a comment there. And thanks for tuning in, friends. If you are opening this week, bring your best selves and, again, make it memorable and authentic and bring that positive energy.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Keep surviving and thriving, friends. Go Wolves.
Go Wolves.